viewers. This is Michael again. M tends to travel. Here in another location of New Mexico, quite a historic location, although a lot of locations are historic, right? But this one is quite interesting. This is Taos, New Mexico. Hey Lori, how are you? In the move, how's it going? Great town, Redemption, yes. Hey Zippity, Jim. Walker helps, how are you? Hey Big. Nice, yeah. Just arrived. If y'all could do me a favor and share the broadcast on Twitter, share it on Periscope, so folks will get notified that I'm live. Hi Jen. Hey, you're welcome. What's up, Dirtwad? It is free to share, of course. Periscope is, yes. Yeah, Periscope, you just click on that and you can share the broadcast. It won't cost you anything. Anyway, I'm here and I'm hoping this woman would leave me alone. She's spitting at me. Hi Mike, how are you doing? I'm doing good, Debs. How you doing? Kind of a street homeless woman. And people, you wouldn't think homeless folks would be coming over screaming at you. But there we are. No spitting, right? Farmer's market, yeah. She just decided to pick on me, but that's okay. I'm used to homeless people kind of with mental issues, some of them, so I'm not worried. It's just a street person with some mental issues, as you have a lot of folks on the street that way. Is she a homeless farmer? I don't know if she's a farmer. Anyway, guys, welcome to Taos. Let me give you a quick history as soon as this car goes by with the boom sound. And then we'll walk around. I'm in the plaza here. This plaza. So this plaza, she doesn't like the camera. Yeah, I know. But anyway, I think you have to ignore them, guys. Unless they come at you in your face, you just kind of have to not pay attention to them. That's the way I deal with it anyway. Yeah, I mean, I'm from LA, used to it. You're used to it. Anyway, guys, let me tell you a little bit about this plaza. This plaza, this goes back to 1540. Hey, Vera. Hey, Nikki. 1540, Capitan Hernan Alvarado and his conquistadors. Think about that. 1540, Capitan... Oh, I thought you look familiar. That's why I was like, do I know you? Hey, Deva. So, anyway, Capitan Hernan Alvarado, back in 1540, he was one of the Spanish conquistadors. He came up here with his conquistadors from the famous Francisco Vasquez the Coronado expedition. They arrived here in this spot. They arrived here on August 29th, 1540. Right on this spot, 1540. It's estimated that the Tiwa Indians were living here. Yeah. Let me see if I can take my mask. It's the law, by the way, to wear a mask if you're close to anyone. Face covering required. So I have to leave the mask on once people are close to me. But if they're not nearby, I can take it off. But I'm going to leave it on for now. You guys can hear me okay, right? I almost feel like I'm muffled. But you guys can hear me all right? with the mask? Okay, good. So I'll leave it on then. I'll leave it on. But New Mexico does have a law that says face coverings required in public. Stay 6 feet apart. I'm good? Okay. So it was, I was saying it was estimated that the Tiwa Indians settled in this valley around 1350 AD. So the Tiwa, the Native Americans who were here were the Tiwa, and they were here around 1350 AD. And then the name Taos is believed to be an adaptation of the Tiwa Indian word for towi, and it means red willows. It means red willows. It is the first recorded in history. It was first recorded in history by Juan Velarde. He was secretary to Don Juan de Oñate in 1598. Taos was the first colonized. Taos was first colonized by Spain in 1650. So Spain finally came up here and planted a flag and started setting up shop, if you will, buildings and so on. Yes, exactly. 600, and if the math serves you right correctly, I didn't do the math. It's 770 years when the Tiwa were living here. Now, you got to realize that this is Taos, and then just about 7 miles, less than that, up the street here is Taos Pueblo. I checked it out on the website, and Taos was closed. But nevertheless, because it's so close, I tried to get in, and they're not letting anybody into Taos Pueblo. What is Taos Pueblo? Taos Pueblo is the oldest, believed to be the oldest continuously lived in community in the United States. More than 1,000 years, the adobe structures that are there, people have been living there for more than 1,000 years. That's what I was trying to get to, but they've shut it down because of the pandemic. As soon as you get to the entrance, there's the police, the local police there, stopping people. Only residents are allowed to go in because of the pandemic. They try to safeguard their people from catching COVID. So it's closed until further notice. Otherwise, I would have shown you this amazing community of adobe structures that have been there for more than 1,000 years. And for more than 1,000 years, people have been living there. And there's no other place in the United States where people have been living in the same place. Imagine this building. Let's just assume this building here has been here for more than 1,000 years, and people have been living in it for more than 1,000 years continuously. Not the same people, of course. Nobody lives for 1,000 years, but I mean generations and generations and generations living for more than 1,000 years in the same complex, adobe complex. That's just up the street here, but again, they're trying to keep their people from getting COVID-19. There's no COVID-19, I guess, in the town, Taos Pueblo, and so they've shut it down. But this is Taos, the city, and this is open. And again, this goes back to the 1500s when the conquistadores came up here. They didn't set up shop yet. In other words, they didn't colonize it yet, much later, because they came through and they left. Right? They came through and they left. But then they came back in the 1600s and finally set up a colony, Spanish colony here. Millennials. The U.S. is really young. Yeah, exactly. Imagine 1300s, 1350 was when the Tiwa people were living here, the Tiba. And their descendants, of course, are still here. Here are some old photographs of this plaza, or what it looked like again. This was 1904. This was in the 1930s. 1930s, what this plaza looked like. Well, I don't know. We'll see if the U.S. exists in 1,000 years. Remember the Roman Empire. The Romans, who would have thought the Roman Empire would have fell. Here it is in 1904 again, with mules, burros, and so on. This is 1904. And then here, men on horseback, cowboy style, 1910. Hi Zega, how are you? Hi Gloria. We're gonna walk through the town. I'll show you the area. I think there's a church right over here down the street. The more historic, all this is historic, but further down, it's historic. So all these have been converted into obviously shops, restaurants, touristy things. Yeah, I know I'm losing signal, guys, but I was hoping it'll get better when I came down further down this way. No volume? Can't help it, guys. It's Periscope. All right, I'm just going to shut it down. Hey, Mandy. Or is it getting better? Let's see if I cross the street here. Doo-doo. All right, let's walk up the street here, see if it gets better up here. I'm going to keep going. And maybe when I hit a spot up here, it might get a little better. I don't know. Actually, you know what? Let's kind of go back. I'm just going to go back to the plaza and walk on the main street. There's actually a lot to see over there. Hang on, guys. Can you hear me, though? Can you at least hear me? Thank you, Mandy. I'm going to go back to the plaza. So let's do this. Let's head on back to the plaza. Get satellite phone. Hey man, we are actually in a remote area in the middle of the canyons. By the way, it was a beautiful drive up here. It was incredible. A 2-lane highway, one way to go another way. Huge sweeping canyons, mountains, and the Rio Grande on one side. The Rio Grande. I'm going back to the plaza, guys. Maybe it'll get better. This. Hopefully it'll get better here. I'm gonna go up to the main street and walk up there. Should be fine. Has the picture improved? Still freezing, huh?